Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Small Business Saturday. I've got Josh in the hot seat, and we're talking about 4 things to increase your close rate for your business. Stay tuned. So, Josh, we have a lot of clients.
We sure do.
And we have a lot of clients who get a lot of calls. And sometimes we have other people who come to us and say, my agency blamed me. They were driving calls, but they said I wasn't closing them. Unfortunately, sometimes it's a factor. And other times, some agencies abuse that and just say it when maybe the calls weren't quality calls. So today we're looking to talk about 4 ways that they can increase their close rate on calls. Now, these are 4 things you need to pay attention to if you're getting good calls or maybe you're not getting good calls. No matter what the situation is, this will be helpful information because sometimes it's not about increasing the leads, it's about closing the ones you already have, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a huge opportunity if you can increase your close rate. Like say you were to get 20 calls per month and your close rate was 25%. So, you were only closing, 5 or 6 of them. I guess I got to do that math right? That's 4.
Good job.
But say you are closing 25% of the leads and you're closing 4 of them per month. Well, if you can double that to 50%, right? And now you're closing 9, 10, 11 of those leads. Now you've doubled your business without actually changing anything in your marketing strategy.
Without paying Google more.
It's super important that you are generating enough leads. You have to hold your marketing company accountable to be generating you enough leads, but you also have to hold your team accountable that you're closing those leads and actually generating the revenue to grow your business.
Yes, I love that. So point number 1 is reach out immediately. Talk to us about that one.
Yeah, the longer you wait, if someone fills out a form or calls you and you don't answer or anything along those lines, every minute that goes by, it's statistically shown that you have less of a chance of closing that deal. And so when somebody reaches out to you, you have to call them immediately. You don't want them going back to Google and finding another competitor that can service them better. So it's super important. As soon as you see that a lead came through in your CRM system, you get to them as soon as possible.
And if you are having that issue where the phone rings and it goes to a voicemail box, or maybe that voicemail box is full and you're just calling back missed numbers in the order that they came in, hire more people. It's worth it. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay, number 2, personalization.
This is a big one. I think there's a huge opportunity that gets missed by a lot of companies in when they call, speaking to the actual service of the opportunity. If someone is calling in, say you're a plumbing company, and in having your intake form, instead of just having name, number, email, you actually incorporate a service option. Do they have a clogged drain? Do they have rattling pipes? Do they need a sewer backup? What are the issues that they actually have? So then when your CSR actually calls them, they're talking educated about their problems. We know that your close rate will increase dramatically because you've now personalized the experience. Another thing that you can do is you can incorporate maybe the zip code to where someone lives. So then as you're calling, your CSR could be looking up where that zip code is in relation to where you might have a tech already, if you can do same day service, or in relation to where your office is so that you can give a realistic timeline so that you have a good understanding of where they are and they feel like there's a personal connection there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that really ties into the first one with having those more personalizations on the intake forms. That helps the team to be more prompt, which is going to help you to reach out even more immediately because they've already got half of the answers that they probably would ask.
Exactly.
So, all right. Number 3 is knowing your numbers. Talk to us about that.
This is the most important thing. We hear it time and time again. Numbers don't lie. People lie about numbers, right? And so having a good CRM system that is showcasing you how many leads came in over a certain time period. And then out of those leads, how many of those were qualified, right? That's key. And then out of those qualified leads, how many did you close? If you don't understand those 3 aspects of your sales funnel, then you can't make the right decision. That's where you start to just spend dramatically in Google ads because you don't have any understanding or you're doing things wrong. You shut off your Google ads, God forbid, because you think that it's not working. working, and then
Yes.
only to come and find out that it's actually an internal problem that needs to get taken care of. So understanding exactly how many people are coming in, how many of those are good leads, and then how many we're actually closing so that you can make adjustments. Listening to phone calls is a key in this matter. Like, go back, listen to the qualified calls, see if there's opportunities that your CSRs are missing for upsell opportunities, turning people away. I mean, yeah, someone might need a small panel replaced on their siding, but you turn that job down and you don't go out there and find the opportunity where it's actually an entire wall of siding that needs to be replaced, or maybe they need a new roof, or maybe it's gutters. You know, there's a total opportunity there to increase. So those are the types of things you got to be listening back to the calls, and knowing your numbers is the key.
Yeah, awesome. And last but not least, number 4 is following up. Now, the one thing I love about digital marketing is that 1, everything is trackable, and 2, you have so many options in terms of following up. It's not just making sure that your reps are calling and following up after maybe there was a missed call or a quote was provided and they didn't follow up, whatever it might be. Talk about our options in terms of that.
Yeah, so, you know, there's a ton of opportunity in frequency, 1, but then also channels, like how you actually follow up. You know, I would like to see the numbers on how many times a lead comes in and someone's called, and then maybe they call back one more time, and then it gets left.
Yeah.
But people are busy. They could have been in their car. It goes straight to their voicemail because Apple, the phone automatically just sends it to driving mode now, right? Well, that doesn't mean they don't still need you, right? And so following up in that case, but calling people, sending text messages. Text messages get opened every single time. It's such an amazing opportunity. We've talked about it on here before.
Yeah.
You know, following up with a text message. Hey, I saw that you filled out a form. How can I help you? You know, getting deeper into there. Following up with an email. You know, even going after their social media pages, adding them as friends. I mean, there are so many opportunities where if you know who they are and you can reach out time and time again. Again, there's so many channels, and then the frequency. At what point do you give up? Some would say that the answer is closer to 10 than it is to 3.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Josh, so much for being on the Den with us. Just to recap, the 4 ways to increase your close rate is 1, prompt response, 2, personalization, 3, know your numbers, and 4, the follow-up. Any last thoughts?
Thanks for having me. I love the Den.
You're welcome. And we have a special shout out. If you notice, Bernie is not in here today. He's actually traveling to SolarCon with Nick. They're in Salt Lake City, and we miss them dearly. So have a great trip, guys.
Yeah, you're all very welcome that I got to bring my full head of hair on the Den. Unlike Bernie. I know I'm not as good looking as Nick, but, you know, there's definitely a pecking order here, and Bernie's last. So.
Yeah, he is last. JK. Love you, Beanie. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful Saturday. See you next week.